Today we'll be looking at the SQL select statement. What is the purpose of SQL? SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language, is the way you communicate with a database. Similar to how you'd speak with someone using English in order to communicate your message, you'd speak to a database using SQL. Now, data is stored in tables in a database. If you want to see the data in the database, then you'll have to start a conversation with the database and ask it to show you the information. This is where the select statement, also referred to as a query, comes in. At a minimum, you'll need the following components: the select expression, the column names, the from expression, and this expression is used to indicate the table in the database to get the information from, and the semicolon, which is used to end your statement. So, for example, you have employee contact information saved in a table called contact in your database and you'd like to see it. You need to start the conversation with the database and ask it to show you the information. You would do the following: provide it with the select expression, the column names of interest, in this case the first name, the last name, and the email address, the from expression, and the table to get the data from, in this case contact. Now, if you wanted to return all the columns, you'd use an asterisk. So you'd provide it by first providing the select expression, the asterisk, the from expression, and then the table name, contact. So let's take a look at the example in motion. So on screen, you're seeing the select statement. Select first name, last name, email address from contact. So let's execute this query. As you can see, it returned all the first name, last name, and email address in this table. And as you can see, we have 19,972 rows. Now, if we were to execute the select star from contact, what we are seeing on screen is that it returned the same 19,972 records. However, there are additional columns that are provided. Now, the select statement allows you to add a condition on your request so that you're able to filter your search. This condition is added by using the where expression. So let's say that you want to get the information from the contact table for only employees with the last name Adams. You would need to communicate that to the database by using a where clause. So you would provide the select expression star from contact where, and in this instance now you would make reference to the column where the data that you want to search for would reside, the equal sign, and then you'd put the name in quotations. So let's look at this in motion. On screen we're seeing the select statement with our where clause. So if we were to execute this, we're seeing that it brought back all columns for all records that have the last name Adams, and that's in total 86 rows. Now, when writing SQL statements, they can actually become very large. So it's good practice to format your query in a way that is easily readable. So for example, we have the select expression and then we list the column names, and then we have the from expression in its own separate line, as well as we have the where expression in its own separate line. Now let us see how this works in practice. As you can see, we brought back all the first name, last name, and email addresses for all the employees with the last name Adams. And similar to the previous where statement, we received 86 rows. So it did not reduce the amount of data, but the statement in itself is written in a way that is easily able to understand at quick glance.